Get this, the average cart abandonment rate across all industries is currently about 69.57%. And as if that is not crazy in and of itself enough, mobile users alone report the highest abandonment rate of about 85.95%. This is absolutely insane. And this is why I have decided to make a doc today to fully break down how an e-commerce brand specifically can leverage email marketing to recover abandoned carts into sales. First of all, I'm Ola. I'm a fan of Powderflow, and we are basically an email marketing agency that has driven over $5.9 million plus in email marketing revenue for clients, scaling brands, increasing repeat sales, building long-term customer relationships, retaining those customers for as long as possible. That is all the things that we do best at Powderflow. Like I said earlier, average cart abandonment rate it's at an insane high right now. So this has created a need for us to have like a strategy, so to speak, to recover, if not all of this lost sales, but some of it, so to speak. And there are a couple of content strategies or sales assets that can be leveraged to win back a customer that has abandoned their cart. But before we dive into the intricacies of these sales assets and start sporadically spewing them from our email domains like bullets, hoping to hit home, we have to first of all try to understand the customer and his needs. Right? Where is the customer currently at and in his journey with the brand? Why is he there, as in what are his interests? What objections could he possibly still have at this current position in his journey, etc. Questions like that give us insight into how exactly we can help these guys to get back into the funnel. So the more accurate answers to these questions that we can get, the more stronger and tactical and most importantly effective our win back sales assets will actually win back as many customers with an abandoned cart as possible. However, a typical effective abandoned cart flow strategy structure goes somewhat like this. Email number 1 goes out 1 or 2 hours later. It's a simple reminder email with the cart details. Email number 2 goes out 5 or 6 hours later. It's a second reminder email addressing objections. It's usually packed with product and shipping FAQs with a highlight of risk reversals. Email number 3, 12 goes out 12 hours later. A third reminder email glazed with a ton of customer reviews and or UGC content. Then after email number 3, there's usually a split by new or old customers. So basically for new customers, email number 4 has a discount incentive. Email number 5 has a final discount reminder, leveraging fear of missing out, basically leveraging urgency. And then for old customers, email number 4 has an urgency reminder, plain urgency. And then email number 5 typically has a final reminder email, leveraging FOMO. And this is built out here, right? Just in case you're wondering, this Gamma doc will be linked below for anyone that needs access to it. Moving on. So let's break down why this structure works well as is and why every other brand out there should probably be using this, else they are losing a ton of sales. First of all, let's break down the timing strategy. You notice first that email number 1 comes 1 or 2 hours later after a cart has been abandoned. This is recommended because you want to get it going as soon as possible. People that run cold email, they will understand this. A fast response time shows an interested lead that you are responsive, attentive, and ready to help. Studies have shown a dramatic drop in conversion rates the longer you wait to connect with a lead that has shown interest. So basically the graph goes like this. Say this is the X and Y axis. The likelihood of converting an interested lead starts quite high when they've shown their interest, but then with time it sort of like just tapers down, right? So it's always best to leverage that height of interest and sort of like remind them as soon as possible. Now, to each his own. This exact 1 or 2 hours later timing strategy might not work for every brand out there, but from a ton of A/B testing we've done in the past, we found brands that actually do better with a 4-hour delay before the first email goes out. So you're going to have to do your due diligence to run multiple A/B tests on this timing and find out what works best for you, your niche, and your brand specifically. One other thing you might notice about the timing strategy is emails number 1, 2, and 3 all go out within the first 24 hours. This is very deliberate. The reason for this strategy also ties into why we tend to send in first email fast. The customer is usually still hot with interest within 24 hours, so we want to leverage that as soon as possible and as fast as possible, right? So we sort of like pile up reasons why it will seem stupid to not actually make the decision, right? So for the content strategy, email number 1 sends out a simple reminder. Why is this? It is safe to say that a fair amount of these customers simply just forgot and got distracted from the open cart tab. This happens a ton of time, even to me, and simply require a nudge, right? So typically when this happens, you just require a reminder of something. This is why the first email tends to be simply a reminder. It's not going to be very wise to full on unleash 100% of our ammo on people like this, else we could risk pissing them off even. So the best strategy here is to nudge them, and this works well. You'll be surprised at how much sales we've been able to recover by having just this one email live. Moving on. So email number 2 sends out a second reminder email addressing possible objections and highlighting risk reversals. Yeah, at this point the customer is probably much more certain that the customer has some objections as to why they haven't actually made that purchase. Maybe the price is too high, or delivery fee is too high, things like that. This is where we tackle those objections. Yeah, so at this point, a considerable amount of the rest of customers in this funnel didn't just forget, but actually came up on something that's making them reconsider making a purchase. Like I said, depending on how correct your answers to these questions that we answered earlier on in this video, you want to counter here with FAQs, risk reversals, maybe free returns and guarantees that you have, and then shipping details and how shipping sort of like works. So these are just basics objections that we think customers have. You might now want to like go deeper into the ICP and think of the objections, and that's why we put FAQs there. So email number 3 sends out a third reminder with customer reviews and a ton of social proof. I think it is self-explanatory as to why this works like this, but just in case you don't know, humans are much likely to do something or anything they've not done before or are skeptical about the moment they observe other humans doing them. And then I put this very nice photo here just to make you understand, right? You see a bunch of people lining up for something. What's this line for? This guy asked, and this guy answered, I don't know. I'll show everybody standing here, and I figured it must be good. This happens a lot more times than we think, and in a lot of different ways than we think. So yeah, this is why email number 3 sends out a third reminder packed with customer reviews and social proof. Now, after email number 3, it is now clear that okay, whatever objections that these specific customers might have, it goes deeper than just having FAQs, guarantees, risk reversals, counter them. So at this point, we tend to leverage one or two things. Is that we give a discount incentive, right? Which means we lose a bit of profit margin on the product, or we leverage a much more deeper psychology trick to get these customers across the line, and I'll explain that. So after email number 3, we segment by customer journey. Yeah, this benefits the brand by saving a ton of profit margin, because we don't want to be giving out a discount to every jack and Jill that forgets its cart. We are running a business, not a charity. This also benefits because then we can now tighten the targeting of our messaging to specific ICPs, right? So you can see this quote here, first timer, all timer, boom. Right, so moving on, email number 4 to the new customers sends out a discount incentive. It is recommended that this happens because then discount incentives are really good. They are actually really very effective in pushing customers down the final line of getting the purchase done. Sorry. And then email number 5, for new customers, we send out the same discount reminder, but this time with urgency and triggering fear of missing out within that customer, right? So that's how this works. Then email number 4, for old customers, this literally just leverages urgency, right? Sends out an urgent card is expiring in 24 hours type of email, and this works like a charm. Moving on, email number 5, for old customers, sends out a final urgent reminder. So there's like levels of urgency, right? The first level, we're just letting you that in 24 hours this shit is going to expire, leverage it now. And then for the second level, we sort of like increase the urgency, but then you don't want to be doing this thing too much, right? Because people can catch on to it and think you're playing a game at them. But there's sort of like a level that you can actually reach that it to be effective. So that's why the first email number 4 goes out with a slight urgency in it. Your card is about to expire in 24 hours, and then email number 5 fires through 24 hours like, okay, your card is expiring today, maybe in the next 2 hours or something. That usually works like a charm. You'll be surprised at how much sales we've made by implementing this. So yes, all of this that I've just listed, though they seem quite simple, this is the abandoned cart and checkout flow in all its tremendous beauty and glory. Please don't mind my dramaticness, right? So imagine if this business, I put a sample here, imagine if this particular business did not have an abandoned cart flow setup. Look at this amount of sales, right? So for the abandoned cart reminder, which we just turned off for now, you can see about $133,000 was saved over the course of a year or so. I think 6 months or a year, right? And then this is the checkout flow still live at the time of taking the screenshot. $85,000 saved. Now imagine the abandoned cart email flow was not live. So this is what I was hinting at the beginning of this video when I said those certain percentage of people were the percentage of carts that were being lost, right? So it is very important, very crucial for every e-commerce brand here to have an abandoned cart and abandoned checkout flow to save tons of revenue like this from falling apart. So if you need help implementing an abandoned cart or checkout flow, you can just get this doc. There's 2 things you can do right now. Get this doc and start implementing based off the tips and the guides that are in it. You can get it and just use it for yours, or you can just reach out to us at Portaflow, and this is what we will help you with, right? We come into your account, we can just offer you a free audit. We are offering you a free audit of your account, and in this audit you get to see your customer ICP and your customer journey and how you can tailor your email marketing strategies to leverage on that email list as much as possible. Right, so thank you for watching this video up to this moment. Thank you for watching me blabbering on. If you want to know more about me, I also left this little section below for you to just go through and view some of the dashboards that we've managed in the past. So yes, thank you for watching this video. I hope you have a great day. Peace.